Then the soul goes down even to a lower descent where it goes into exile. And this is the idea of planting, that the soul comes down and is enclosed in the body and it goes into exile. But the whole point of this, the neshama coming down here, is that it should have an aliyah. It should go to a higher level. But this higher level has to be disproportional higher. It has to be it has to be greater than it was before, and as it says later in the Mimer, that it has to be the Gilui Naila Yosem Ein Aroich, the elevation. It has to be so disproportionate. It has to be completely Ein Aroich Migilui Shahayash L'Neshama Koidim Midida, much greater than the neshama was before it came down here. Just like physically, when you plant something, if you plant one seed, it's not going to give you one fruit. One pepper seed is not going to give you one pepper. One seed is going to give you disproportional. It's going to give you a lot of peppers. One tomato seed is going to give you disproportionate amount of tomatoes, because that's the way the nature, that's the way God set up the nature, is that it's not one for one, but you plant one. You have a yirida, you go down one, but the idea is you go down, but it should be a disproportional aliyah. So that's the idea of planting. Now, there are two types of relationships, two types of foods. There's the wheat and the fruit. Wheat, it's an entire process. There's many steps to actually eating it. Even after you grow it, you have to grind it. You have to sift it. There's all different steps. You have to bake it. There's all different steps to get to actually eating it. But fruit, there isn't that many steps. With fruit, you can eat it raw. Now, tainug represents pleasure. It's not a necessity. Bread, water, that's a necessity. Fruit is not something you absolutely need to survive. Fruit is the idea of tainug, represents pleasure. And this represents when we serve God, we need to serve God with pleasure.